What's up guys, it's Captain Kenway. I'm creating a video today about starting your guild, growing it, and progressing your guild further into more members and creating more events and just kind of helping you create a thriving guild. So let's get into it guys. 10 things to kind of just keep in mind. Number one being, your name and your focus. So the first thing people are going to see when you start to recruit and stuff like that, the first thing they're going to be drawn to is your name. You gotta pick out a good name. Some people like to choose some pretty silly names. Give it some thought. Choose a good name, one that'll stand out, and that's really what's gonna get people to click on your link for your guild when you spam it, and kind of see what your guild's about. So I can't stress enough a good name. As well, you need a focus, a main focus. And what I mean by that is, if we kind of go into recruitment here, and you just take a look at my guild, basically our main focus, primary focus is trade. And then you want to choose like a secondary focus. So for us, it's social. But again, they also have here additional activities, so you could do trading, dungeons, housing, role-playing, fishing, PvP, you name it. It offers a lot for you to check off, and the more you check off, trading is something that is very sought out in the game. Everybody keeps about 2 to 3 trade guilds under their belt to always keep up those 30 odd items, so that they're always bringing in income. Trading is going to help you find lots of people because again, they want a trade guild, and sometimes more than one. And being an ESO, you can have up to 5 guilds on you at once, so it's good to kind of maybe start off a trade if that's your focus. But if your focus is something else, just know your market, know the type of player you're targeting, and do that well. That's all I really gotta say. You gotta kind of think this out, do some research, and decide, instead of just jumping into creating your guild and thinking it's gonna be fun, you're gonna go get at a standstill with your guild, and you're not going to progress any further with members and stuff like that. People aren't going to take part unless like you really kind of offer them something that they enjoy. So just taking a look here at my recruiting status, we try and hit check off every box, so that way my market target of players is way wider than just trade. So I can find lots of people to come to my guild because it appeals to everybody's nature. And that's definitely like tip number one. Tip number two is that secondary focus, obviously. Like, choose that secondary focus well. Give it some thought, whether you're social, role-playing, PvP, whatever, questing, crafting. It helps to have that secondary focus. You want to check off all these boxes and make sure that everything's set up. You list your main language, your play style, times of like hours that everybody's on, and you always want to put like a recruiting headline and your guild description, because when people see that name, that captivating name, they're more likely to click on your link, and then they'll see all your description and your recruiting headline, and this will draw them in further and make them hit that follow or application to join your guild. Number 3 is recruiting tips about just how to list your guild and how to spam your chat. Again, most people, they kind of add their description along with their link. In my opinion, this is not needed. You're just kind of, filling up the chat. Even some people do a huge message and you can't even read it. You got to scroll up. And it's just pointless because it's all in your recruitment. If you have a good name, people will click on you and they'll see your description. You just kind of, I find more players get annoyed seeing that huge long description in the zone chat. So you kind of want to just keep that in here. Just spam your chat like normal. So again, if you go to guild listings, you can click square to link in chat. Boom, there it is. If you have a good name, people will click on you. So they can find all that information in your guild. You don't need to clog up chat or kind of be annoying initially. And some other things to think about as well is, and constantly what I see other guild members doing is, I got this guy, or girl that's in my guild, and they're like, hey, I started a new guild, I'm loving the name, loving the aspect of it, join my guild, please. And I do, and I give them a chance, and I try and help recruit a little bit. But keep in mind that you might find the odd nice person or a good guildie that's going to help you grow your guild, but you are going to be the main person that cares and advances your guild. You are going to be the only one. So what that means is it's a full-time job. The moment you stop recruiting, or at least don't take a part of the day to recruit, you're going to find members leave all the time, especially early when you create your guild. You'll sign on, there's 10 members that left the guild, and that sucks, but you need to be always constantly recruiting. So what I like to do is I just kind of sign on, and before I kind of start my events, I'll hit every province, and just spam my recruitment link just once. Try not to annoy people, and I just kind of hit like all the areas and try and pick up all those players. There's different players in different areas. People are signing on randomly. Like, you want to catch everybody's eye and see if you can at least pick up a couple stragglers that are looking for a guild, and this is going to increase your odds of growing your guild. As long as it's got to be every day. I can't stress that enough. If you want to do well and you want to advance your guild and get to that good standing where you don't have to recruit every day anymore, people kind of come to you, or friends invite, or other guildies invite their friends. That's where you want to be in, right? So you got to do it every day. Get past that first 100 or 200 people, and just spam it every day. And again, not being annoying with it, but just trying to hit every area as well. So we're moving on to number 4, guild events. Lots of guilds do their guild events. They have different styles, different aspects of their guild events. Some have some pretty unique ideas. In my guild, we don't do the traditional guild events. We have kind of our own unique guild events, like dueling tournaments, fishing tournaments, as well as like thieving events where we go into cities and we just destroy every non-essential NPC. And I like this because it gives me time to spend with other guild members, new ones, old ones, and just kind of get that social aspect down, and just kind of spend that time with the players. And people like that. They kind of create like a connection to you, and they're more willing to kind of stay and be a social member in your guild, and that's what you want. And as well, just moving on to number 5, just being your guild message of the day, and some of these colors you see here. So this color scheme here, it's all clean, it's precise, it's not all jammed up, it's not all white writing, so it looks kind of mashed together. And you want to keep that clean. So when you spam your message of the day, everybody can just read it or jot through it briefly, and it doesn't look kind of messy, and they can make sense of it. And basically I'll link, this is from a website. There is a bit of a code with it. So if we click on message of the day and we kind of just scroll up here, there is a bit of a code. If you see, you got a start bracket, there's some sort of code for the number, and then you end your color initially with 2 more brackets, R, in between. So that says I'm ending the color. This color is going to stop here. So basically I'll link this into the comment section below, so you can kind of quick link yourself and check out different colors and how to do that. But basically this is just kind of a quick little just look-see and tutorial about how to do that. So you can space your sentence, but basically just create that whatever color. So this will be the color here, and then you just kind of create a space, write whatever you want, and then you got to end it off with that bracket R. And yes, I will again link that into the comments below. And basically with the message of the day as well, keep up with that. People want to see an active guild. They want to see that we're constantly doing something, or what are we doing today? Everybody might not take part, but even the people that are in your guild that don't take part want to be part of an active guild. They may not be there for every event, but they want to be part of a guild that's constantly doing something. Last thing you want is to be that guild that someone's like, this guild isn't being too active, so you know what, I'm most likely going to drop this guild for one that is, when someone offers them. So you want to keep those members always. You want to constantly refresh and change up your times, and send that message to everybody at least every day. Just sign on quickly, takes like not even 2 minutes, and just send it like again, and just click accept and send it off to everybody. And number 6 being the guild hall. So again, most guildies expect a guild hall, so they kind of want to have somewhere where they can go craft, where they can do test dummies, or even you hold the guild events. I personally just have the Aldemary um, Grotto, Colosso Grotto, I believe it's called. And basically, this is just kind of where we throw all of our events. We come here for the dueling tournaments, and everybody kind of has this spot where they know they always have an area where we can come do these events, or they can meet up, or a free space where, hey, someone has like all the Mundus stones, or even all the crafting stations or the transmutation station. People want that because if you have all of it, they're most likely to travel in and then create like a good vibe towards your guild, knowing that like, hey, they offer like all this at their guild hall. That's awesome. Like, I need this. I'm constantly using it. Like, I'm gonna keep this guild. I want to be a part of this guild. So basically, I can't stress it enough. Like, you don't have to go too crazy like I have here, creating a massive arena for everybody to duel in. But it's definitely helpful to have a guild hall with all those kind of stuff in it that, all those essential kind of accessories and the crafting stations and whatnot. And just moving on to number 7, if you do choose to be a trade guild, there's a few things to think about when you are about to take on that trading aspect in your guild. The game isn't like what it used to be. Trading used to be a little bit easier. Guilds kind of run a monopoly on some of the trade locations. The highly sought out locations like Stormhaven, Rimmen, anywhere new, and the main cities like Grotwood and Deshawn are highly populated areas. This is essentially, as a trade guild, what kind of traders you want to secure. That would be nice because everybody's passing through there. You're more likely to sell items, and your guildies were more likely to sell items if you have these highly populated areas. But something to keep in mind, and a good tip is these areas sell for millions, guys. So you kind of want to don't want to bite off more than you can chew. If you're just a starting out guild, you might want to hit some refugees and just check out that one guild trader that's in there and maybe put in a low build or a bid. But even those bids in random areas even, or just along the roads, or even refugees, they go for about, anywhere from like 200,000 to about 800,000 sometimes. So it's not cheap. It's not smart to just, everybody donated money to your guild and you went out and just blew the whole wad on one trade guild. Well, guess what? You're not going to have a guild trader for the next month or two because you're not going to build up that gold in time. So it's not smart to drop all your gold on one area, all of it. Just go drop your 800,000 or your million in one area. Kind of check out some spots. If you don't get a guild trader, no big deal. People should know what your guild is about, and you should enforce that from the beginning. So if you're a donation-based guild, you keep that going. Don't change that, because people are going to leave you as soon as you ask for a fee, and they join the guild knowing that, hey, this is donation-based, and I don't need to really front anything, and I still get the odd trade guild, and it's fun. And you kind of got to keep that from the beginning. So again, just keep that in mind. Number 8 being, be social. You got to be a likable person. You have to be someone that's social. You like talking to people. If you're someone that signs on, you never turn on your mic, or you're like, man, I don't like talking to people. This maybe being a guild master is not for you. So that's something to kind of think about, just kind of, personal quality wise. And number 9, basically, you kind of got to keep current. You got to know what's going on. Everybody likes following someone that knows what they're talking about or knows what they're doing. Good leaders are well informed, and that's what makes a good leader. And you kind of want to stay current with all the patch notes and what's going on in the game, and how to help people, because more often than not, people come to your guild because they want help. They want you to help them do this quest or with their builds or whatever. So knowing what's best in slot or what's meta is pretty beneficial under your tool belt as a guild master. And number 10, basically, don't get stressed out. The biggest thing that no one talks about is you're pooling 500 people together. No, a lot of people aren't going to get along, and you're going to have to micromanage all this stuff. So basically, being that social likable person is going to play a part in this, where you're going to have to break people up, or like I said, micromanage all these minuscule situations. Don't let that deter you. Just be yourself, be friendly, be positive, be active, and you'll get through that. And again, just don't let that get to you. But you're gonna have to micromanage all that stuff and kind of keep people from wanting to kill each other. But don't let that scare you, because some people, you know, they're just out to kind of cause stuff and cause like a scene, and they feed off the chaos, and they love that. But then you have these sweethearts that are gonna stay kind of loyal to your guild, and they're gonna stick around, and they want to play with you, and those are the people you want around. Basically, you just, again, want to look for good people. If you're just starting out and you're one of those guild members that are like, you know, are guild leaders that are like, should I do this? Should I start my own guild? Yeah, absolutely. Start your own guild. Have fun with it. But in the beginning, you're going to grab up everybody. You're going to grab anyone that you can, and you're going to get some bad eggs or some people that just don't want to play ball. And that's fine. Let them do them as long as they're not hurting anyone. That's fine, because it adds to your number. It adds to your guild number, and you're growing, and you're good, and you can kind of weed out the inactives or the people that just aren't meshing well when your guild is a little bit higher. And that's just kind of some things to keep in mind, some 10 tips about creating your own guild and progressing your own guild. Again, just kind of be positive, be social, be friendly. Keep promoting that guild in chat. Always recruit members. You are going to be the only one that cares and wants to advance your guild. You, the guild master, you are the one who cares about the name and what you stand for. So you're going to have to get out there every day, push through it. Don't stop at 20 members. Don't stop at 50. Get out there and promote the guild. Even get on mic with people and chat with them. Get to know them. That's what kind of creates that connection with people. So I hope you liked the video, guys. If you do, hit that thumbs up, and also hit a subscribe, and you can check out some more material that I'm about to upload. And I hope you liked the video, and thank you.